ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। So we were looking at the last vakya in the not this. Okay. We were looking at the last vakya of the first Brahmana of the second chapter. And there Bhashyakara goes into a very huge argument with different types of Dvaitis. Okay, although some of the Dvaitis wish to call themselves as Advaitis, like Vishishta Advaitin, etc. But as soon as you say Vishishta, really there is no Advaita. It is all only Dvaita. So all of them are some type of Dvaitis. In fact, they fight amongst themselves also. They negate each other, which makes it easier for the Advaita. This is what Bhashyakara says in the Taittiriya. In fact, they give a majority argument in the Taittiriya Bhashya. The Dvaitin says that there are many of us and you are only one. Okay, so this is the majority argument. Then Bhashyakara says, in fact, that makes it easy for me because you people fight with yourself and negate each other. I have to just establish whatever is said by the Shruti and I will defeat all of you. Aham Jeshyami and all he says there. So anyway, so here already we saw last week one Dvaitin, okay, who says that the Vakya here which we are looking at is what? Asmad Atmanaha Sarve Pranaha Sarve Lokaha Sarve Devaha Sarvani Bhutani Vyucharanti Tasya Upanishad Satyasya Satyamiti. So this is the Vakya, main Vakya here. So here the Upanishad, when it says Atmanaha and Tasya, it is not clear whether this Atma is the individual self or it is Paramatma, the totality. Last week we saw the arguments which said that this Atma is individual self. Okay, so that Dvaiti who said that everything came out of this individual self only, he said that he gave an interesting argument. He said that while waking you are the individual self, while dreaming also you are the individual self. How can you say that just because you went to sleep you become something else? So a cow, a waking cow is cow, dreaming cow is cow, and when it goes to sleep it cannot become a horse. This is the argument this Dvaiti gave. And when asked how can this individual self be the cause of this entire universe, okay, he said that you have to take it, that Shruti is saying that you have to take it with Shraddha. So he suddenly becomes great, he has great Shraddha and Shruti. So he says, Tasmat Sarvam Shraddheyam iti syat ayam ekaha paksha. So this is one argument or one paksha. Then when he says that all this you have to take based on Shruti, then another Purva Pakshi comes. He now quotes all the so many Shrutis he is quoting, correct? Yaha Sarvajnaha Sarvavit from Mundaka Upanishad, the one who is all knowing both in a general manner and in specific manners. Sarvavit means he knows everything about each and every jiva. Yaha Ashanaya Pipase Atyeti, so the one who transcends hunger and thirst. Asangaha Nahi Sajjate, the one who is not connected to anything and who does not get connected to anything also. He doesn't get caught in all this samsara itself. Etasya va aksharasya prashasane, and again this akshara, that which is indestructible, indeclinable, under its overlordship. Yaha sarveshu bhuteshu tishtan antaryami amritaha. So the one who is sitting in each and every being and being the inner controller, you can say. Ante tishtan yamayati, the one who impels everybody, the internal impeller. Sayaha tan purushan niruhya atyakramate. So the one who projected all these beings, created all these beings, and then transcends them also. Okay, he went beyond all of them. Even in Purusha Sukta it is there, correct? Atyatishtaddashangulam. Okay, so you think that this whole world is Brahman, but Brahman actually transcends that also. Because all this whole thing, whatever you see here, it is all only one pada. Padokosya Vishwa Bhutani, it is there. So the one who transcends this entire creation, Sava Yesha Mahan Ajaha Atma, also the great unborn Atma. Okay, if you say the individual self is born. Here it is shown as Ajaha. It's all Brihadaranyaka. This 4.4.22 is a very, very important Vakya in Brihadaranyaka. Many things are there in this. Maybe later on we'll see that. Similarly, there also Yesha Setuhu Vidharanaha, the one who, so many lokas are there, correct? One who has created the boundaries, you can say, and maintaining those boundaries between different lokas. Sarvasya Vashi, Sarvasya Ishanaha. So the one who has everybody in his vasha, in his control, you can say, one who overlords over everybody. Sarvasya Ishanaha. Yaha Atma Aphata Papma Vijaraha Vimrutyuhu. So this Atma which is not touched by any papa, one who does not get old, one who is immortal, one who does not die. Tat Tejo Asrijata, the one who created fire. Okay, in Chandogya, the Srishti Prakarana starts with fire. We have to assume Akasha and Vayu are already there. Atma va idam eka eva agra asi. This is Aitareya Upanishad first Vakya in Aitareya. Atma va idam eka eva agre asi. The Atma alone was there before this Namarupa Srishti came or became manifest. Before the manifestation of this names and forms, all this world, whatever was there, that is Atma. Nalipyate loka dukkhena bahyaha, the one who is not touched by whatever suffering is there in this external world, in this transactional world. Like this, ityadi shruti shatebhyaha, of course, so many more we can quote if required to establish that there is a Paramatma. Shruti alone establishes the Paramatma as the cause of everything. So there is a cause of this world. It has to be established only by Shruti. You cannot arrive it only by Yukti or logic. That there are so many Shrutis are there. Smriti also is there. Bhagavan also says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. So I am the one who creates everything. Matta Sarvam Pravartate. From me only everything has issued forth or come about. This is there in the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter. So from this, what do we know? So from all these quotations from Shruti and Smriti, what Paraha Asti. So there is a Paramatma. So you cannot say that there is no Paramatma. And what is the nature of that Paramatma? Asamsari, not a samsari, not subjected to a life of becoming, does not want or lack anything. So Shruti, Smriti, Nyayebhyascha. How do we know? We know it from Shruti, Smriti and Nyaya also. Because there are supporting logic is there. Only from Nyaya you cannot know. But we can give supporting logic. Therefore what? That there is a Karana for this Jagat. Such a Karanam Jagataha. So this Paramatma is presented as the cause of this entire world. Okay. But then the first Purvapakshi comes back. He says, Nanu, evam eva asmad atmanaha iti samsarinaha eva utpattim darshayati iti uktam. So he now says, no. this evameva asmad atmanaha, it is says from this atma. How atma be paramatma? Whatever is referenced by the asmat and tasya, these pronouns here in this particular Upanishad Vakyam we are discussing refers to only individual atma. Like that, again he repeats. He said that already, so he again points out that I already told you that. This asmad atmanaha means this atma. This atma can only mean this individual self. Already I showed you that. Now the second Purva Pakshi says na, no. Why? He is now pointing out what is the subject matter under discussion. Because any pronoun has to point to some noun. How do you decide which noun it is? That is based on whatever is under discussion. So he is now showing that. So how is he showing that? Let us see. Na ya yeshaha antar hridayaha akashaha. So this antar hridayaha akashaha, like that, the akasha shabda was introduced in 2117 itself, and that is where when you sleep you go and resolve. That was also shown. So this akasha only is under discussion, and this akasha is used for paramatma only. Okay. Iti parasya prakritatvat, he says. So the paramatma alone is under discussion here after the introduction of this hridaya akasha. Now how do you know akasha is paramatma? That also is even in Brahma Sutra also akasha stallingat, like that there is a sutra is there. So in Chandogya itself 191, in the beginning itself, akasha is introduced, where it is introduced that from this akasha only everything came. Akasha, the word is used for the Jagat Karanam there. So the indications wherever Jagat Karanam is under discussion and akasha is used, there akasha should not be taken as space. Instead, it should be taken as the Paramatma. Also, Dahara Akasha, like that, also it is there in Chandogya. There is a Dahara Akasha, Upasana and all is there. So, Akasha Shabda here refers to only Paramatma. So, Paramatma is the one under discussion here. Parasya Prakritatvat, Asmad Atmanaha iti Yuktaha Parasya eva Paramarsha. So, the Asmad Atmanaha, this Atma, is referring only to Paramatma. Okay, that is tenable, that is proper. Also further what Kvaisha tada abut ityasya prashnasya prativachanattvena akasha shabda vachyaha para atma uktaha. So this Paramatma is referred by using the akasha shabda when the answer is given. Okay, so where was this sleeping person? That is the question. Kvaisha tada abut. While sleeping, where was this person? Means the prativachana, the answer for that is what? He was there in the Hridaya Akasha. He resolved into this Akasha. There Akasha is the Paramatma only. Why? Because even in other places it is there like that. Ye Yeshaha, even within Brihadaranyaka itself, already it was said, Ye Yeshaha Antar Hridaya Akashas Tasmin Shete. Okay. And then further what? Sata Somya Tada Sampanno Bhavati. This is Chandogya. In Chandogya also it was so said that when one goes to sleep, one becomes enveloped or engulfed by this Sadvastu only, which is presented as the Jagat Karanam. Sadeva Satyam and Ekameva Dvitiyam and all. So, this Sadvastu, in the Sadvastu only one resolves in sleep. Aharaha Gachanti Gachantya Yetam Brahmalokam na Vindanti. So, this also Chandogya itself points out, every night we sleep, but still we do not recognize our true nature, correct? Because there is still a confusion, which is our once, as soon as you get up, your identity is only with your body, mind, sense complex. You identify yourself as a limited being. It's almost helpless, in fact. Unless you do a lot of vichara and transform the way you look at yourself. That's how we are all wired, correct? In fact, it is said in the Upanishad itself says that Paranchikhanim Vyatrinat Swayambhuhu Parang Pashyati Nantaratman, like that. So by making you outgoing, making you identify with your body mind sense complex, and making you outgoing and looking at all the objects, the Swayambhu Atma has as though killed you, in fact, because you have lost your limitlessness, in fact. So that's how it is. Prajnena Atmana Samparishvaktaha. So later, 4.3.21 in Brihadaranyaka itself, Prajnena, Prajna is this one who sleeps. Okay, and in that you are the one who again attain this Paramatma in sleep. Para Atmani Sampratishte. This is Prashnopanishad. So like this, different Upanishads are all showing, okay, Ityadi Shrutibhyaha, Akasha Shabdaha Para Atma iti Nischiyate. So Akasha Shabda is Paramatma, and during sleep one resolves there. This is also shown in different Shrutis, not just in one place. Also the Dahara Akasha I told you. Daharaha Asmin Antara Akashaha, like that. There is a Upasana is there. That is the 8.1.1. 8th chapter. Iti prastutya tasmin neva atma shabda prayogacha prakritaha eva para atma. So this para atma is the one which is under discussion. Therefore asmad atmanaha has to refer to this paramatma only. Tasmad yuktam evameva asmad atmanaha iti paramatmanaha eva srishtihi. Therefore evam eva asmad atmanaha, like that it says, and then it says, correct, everything, sarvani, bhutani and all that, correct, sarve pranaha, etc. So all the creation has come from this Paramatma only. That alone is tenable, proper. You cannot say that this creation has come from this puny, limited individual. That again he points that out. He says, samsarinaha srishti sthiti samhara jnana samarthya abhavam cha avochama. We have already told you, the samsari, the one who leads this life of becoming, this limited individual, does not have the capability or knowledge to create and sustain and also resolve back into oneself this entire world. That has been already told by us. Okay, then now, but this, by saying this, he is not an Advaiti. Okay, now he comes back to his whatever is Siddhanta. So now he says, Atracha Atma ityeva upasita Atmanam eva Aved Aham Brahmasmi iti Brahma Vidya Prastuta. Okay, so the Brahma Vidya started in 1.4 itself. Okay, Atma ityeva upasita also points to Brahma Vidya only. It is the Vidya Sutram. Then the Mahavakya is there. Atmanam eva Aved Aham Brahmasmi. It knew only itself as I am Brahman. Like this, the Brahma Vidya started. Okay, so Brahma Vidya means what? Vidya with reference to Brahman. Brahma Vishayancha Brahma Vijnanam iti. Okay, so Brahma Vidya means not Brahman's knowledge. Brahman's knowledge means knowledge with reference to Brahman. So it is Vishaya. Brahma Vishayancha Brahma Vijnanam iti. And then this Brahmana also, how did it start? Brahmate Bravani, like that it started. And also later on, Brahma Nyapayishyami, this is Ajata Shatru. So Brahmate Bravani, Balaki said this, then Brahma Nyapayishyami, I will teach you Brahman, iti prarabdham. Therefore, Brahman and Brahma Vidya is under discussion. Okay, they are the subject matters. Iti Brahma Vidya is prastuta. It is now under discussion. It has started. But what? Tatra idanim asamsari Brahma jagataha karanam ashanayadi atitam nitya shuddha buddha mukta swabhavam. Okay, so here you have to understand what is that? This Brahman is asamsari, not subjected to any sukha dukkha, etc. Is the cause of this entire world, not subjected to any hunger, thirst, etc. like a normal limited being, always pure, free, all that. Okay, knowing, has all knowledge. So that is the nature of this Brahman. And Tat viparitascha samsari. Samsari is somebody who is totally opposite to this Brahman. Brahman is asamsari and everything is total. Samsari is everything is limited. Samsari also has knowledge. Not that samsari does not have knowledge, but it is alpa. Brahman is all knowledge. Samsari is small knowledge, small power. Everything is small here. Everything is all there. Therefore, what? Tasmat aham brahmasmi iti na grinhiyat. Do not think that you are Brahman. You are committing blasphemy, in fact. So don't think that you are Brahman. Na grinhiyat. Do not understand like that. Okay. So how should you now look upon this Brahman? Param hi devam ishanam nikrishtah samsari atmatvena smaran katham na dosha bhag syat. So the samsari, by samsari who is nikrishtah. Nikrishtah means inferior, you can say. Okay. So compared to Brahman, everything else is inferior only. Because everything else is limited anyway. So the one who is the overlord, who is Deva, okay, this Param Brahma, I am that, like that, this samsari who is inferior cannot even think like that. If you think like that, then what happens? Katham na dosha bhag syat means then you become a dosha bhag. You do some dosha is there for you then. Or the dosha will come to Brahman, whichever way we can take. Dosha bhag here is whether the samsari or Brahman we have to take. We can take whichever way you want. So you will become a dosha bhag. You will have this defect of thinking that you are Brahman, which is blasphemy. Therefore, tasmat na aham brahmasmi iti yuktam. So don't think that you are Brahman. Then what about all this aham brahmasmi and all these mahavakyas? How do we understand that? Okay, let us say how. Let us tell you how you should understand that. Okay, he is saying now. Tasmat pushpa udaka anjali stuti namaskara bali upahara swadhyaya dhyana yogadibhi ariradha isheta. Okay, so now ariradha isheta means you desire to do aradhana or worship. May you desire to do aradhana or worship of whom? This Brahman. How? You can use any of these things. You do it with pushpa, pushpanjali you do, or you do abhishekam udaka. Okay, patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati. Bhagavan also has said that. Okay, using a leaf or a flower or even some water or a fruit, you offer me anything. Okay, with bhakti, I will take it. Okay, so then what? Pushpa udaka anjali, anjali stuti. You praise Bhagavan. You do namaskara. Okay, you prostrate in front of Bhagavan. You do bali. You do some sacrifice. Then you do upahara. You help in some manner. Okay. How do you help Bhagavan means you by following dharma only. We have to say. Then swadhyaya. You study the Veda. You study about Bhagavan again. Then dhyana. You can meditate. You can do yoga. Karma yoga, jnana yoga. In this manner, you do aradhana of Bhagavan. May you desire. So you can only desire to do aradhana of Bhagavan. Don't ever think that you are Bhagavan. Okay. So aradhanena viditva. So once you do all this worship, you know Bhagavan. Okay. And you become also, he says, Sarva Ishitra Brahma Bhavati. So how do you become Brahman? By doing all this aradhana and knowing means they say that you attain some special sharira. You go to Vaikuntha and in fact you become part of Brahman. That is how you become Brahman. You don't really become Brahman, but you get a special Vaikuntha sharira and you become part of this Brahman. That way you can also claim that you are Brahman. Okay. In fact, Pujya Swamiji used to say for this only that originally you were at least a noun, even whether you are, at least you are a puny noun. Then after moksha, you become an adjective. Like this, Swamiji used to say that. So that is what he says here. So you will become Brahman, who is the overlord of everything, everybody, Sarva Ishitra. But you have to do this aradhana, and you can attain this loka where you become. This is what Sayudyam, Salokyam and all we talk about, correct? So Sayudyam means you become one. You are still different. You are like amoeba in Bhagavan's body, maybe something like that. Okay, like a bacteria or virus, you are sitting in his stomach. So na punaha asamsari brahma samsari atmatvena chintaye. So do not even think this asamsari brahma. You cannot think that this asamsari brahma is samsari atma. How can it be? It's totally contradictory. Okay, how it is contradictory? He gives an analogy. He says, Agnimiva shitatvena, like fire is cold. Akashamiva murtamatvena, like space has a form. All these things are totally contradictory. Like this, you cannot say this asamsari brahma is samsari atma. It is totally contradictory. Therefore, Brahmatmatva Pratipadakam api Shastram Arthavadaha Bhavishyati. It is only to praise. Okay? Or you have to do Dhyanam, that Aham Brahmasmi is the Sampat Upasana, we say. Ahangraha Upasana. So it is all only Arthavada. Okay? It is all only praise. Brahman is Atman. All the Shruti which is revealing like that, you have to take it as only praising, so that you will do all this Aradhana and you can attain Sayudyam. So Sarva Tarka Shastra Loka Nyayaischa Evam Avirodaha Syat. And it is in keeping with all the Tarka and all that, because they are also Dvaitins. Understand that. Nyaya Vaisheshika people are Dvaitin. Okay. Mimamsakas are also Dvaitin. So we are the ones in majority again. Okay. We are in keeping with all these other Shastras also. We are not opposed to them. Of course, in specifics, they are still opposed. That Bhashyakara will point out. But in general, everybody is only a Dvaitin. So we are not opposed to all these people. We are in fact we are the logical people. Okay. Therefore, what this is the correct interpretation. Now Bhashyakara comes. So he says, na mantra brahmana vadebhya tasyaiva pravesha shravana. So now Bhashyakara brings the Pravesha Shruti. He says, see, in mantra, in the Samhita portion itself, and even in the Brahmana portion of the Veda. Here mantra and Brahmana means does not mean Brahman or Brahmana Jati. Here it is Brahmana portion of the Veda. So there in all these places, they have all said what this mantra and Brahmanas are saying. From whatever is said in the mantra and Brahmana, it is said that the same Paramatma alone entered as Jivatma. Pravesha Shruti is there. Okay. Now Bhashyakara quotes all that. In Bredarneka itself, Puraschakre iti prakritya Puraha Purushaha Avishat. Okay. So Puraha Purushaha, the one who is there everywhere. Okay. Then entered. This entry we saw even in the 147 also is there. Sa iha pravishtaha, like that it was there. There was a huge bhashya there. What does the Pravesha Shruti mean? Also another Rupam Pratirupaha Babuva Tadasya Rupam Pratichakshanaya. This is also there in the Brihadaranyaka only. So each and every Rupa, this Paramatma only became each and every form. Okay. Like that, it is said. The same thing is said in Taittiriya Aranyaka also, which is very, very famous. Right? We chant in the Purusha Sukta. So sarvani rupani vichitya dhiraha namani kritva bhivadanyadaste, like that. So this vedahametam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasastu pare sarvani rupani vichitya dhiraha namani kritva bhivadanyadaste. This is the Taittiriya Aranyaka portion. In fact, in the Purusha Sukta we chant it, but it is not there as part of the Rigveda Purusha Sukta. Rigveda Purusha Sukta ends with only 16 rigs. This is the 17th one, but it is there in the Taittiriya Purusha Sukta. So there also what it says, this Brahman alone, this Purusha, there it is Purusha, correct? Purusha is under discussion. That Purusha only Vichitya, okay, Visheshena Nishpadya, specially creating or whatever, bringing forth, or Sankalpya. Only it's all for Bhagavan, it is all only Sankalpa, right? It is not only a visualization. There is no ayasa or effort or anything. So all these rupas, projecting all of them, and this dhiraha, namani, kritva, also names for all of them, and keep saying that it seems abhivadan aste, yadaste. So this Purusha only is doing vyavahara by giving them names and calling them names and doing vyavahara. Means what? Paramatma only is doing vyavahara as the jiva also. That is pointed out here also very clearly. Then even it is there, Prajapatis charati garbhe antaha ajayamano bahuda vijayate. All these things are there in Purusha Sukta itself. So iti sarva shakhasu sahasrashaha mantravadaha shrishtikartuhu eva asamsarinaha sharira pravesham darshayanti. You cannot say anything. I can quote you so many other Shrutis also, which Bhashyakara has already quoted before also. Even in different Upanishads, all Upanishads talk about this pravesha. Tat srishtva tad evanupravishat. That is the Taittiriya. Like this in Aitreya also Pravesha Shruti is there. So whichever Veda Shakha you take, Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva, and even there also in Brahmana, in Samhita, in Upanishads, everywhere Pravesha Shruti is there. The Paramatma only has entered as the Jivatma. Tatha Brahmana Vadaha. So this Taittiriya, whatever I told you, Tat Srittva Tad Evanupravishate, then Aitreya, Sa Etam Eva Simanam Vidarya, Etaya Dwara Prapadyata. So this Brahman alone actually dividing or whatever, creating a hole in your head, it entered. Okay, from the top. That is what we say Brahmarandhra. This place is called Brahmarandhra. In fact, there is a soft spot will be there on your head where the different bones of the skull meet, I think. And particularly for Krama Mukti, the Atma is supposed to go out. The Apana has to push through that Brahmarandhra, like that it is there. Anyway, so that's how Brahman entered. Seyam Devata, Imas Tisro Devata, Anena Jivena, Atmana, Anupravishya, Chandogya also is there. This Devata who is the who created all this. Tisraha Devataha here is all this Agni and Apaha and Prithvi. Because in Chandogya, these threefold Mahabhutas are talked about. So this Sadvastu only entered in the form of this Jiva through these three Devatas, like this. Then Yesha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Gudaha Atma Na Prakashate, Kathopanishad also is there. So this Paramatma is there in all the beings, hidden. Therefore, in fact, it is not known. Because what you are seeking is not different from the sought. So the very action of seeking actually makes the sought hidden from you. because you are looking for something other than yourself by seeking. So like this, all these things are there. It's all pointing out this Paramatma only is appearing as Jivatma. Jivatma is nothing but Paramatma alone. So Sarva Shrutishu cha Brahmani Atma Shabda Prayogat Atma Shabdasya cha Pratyegatma Abhidayakatva. So all Shrutis are pointing out this Brahman is nothing but Atma. And Atma, the word Atma only can refer to really this Pratyek Atma. Means Pratyek Atma means, in English they call it inner self and all that, but oneself is Pratyegatma. Self only can point to oneself, and that is Brahman. So Yesha Sarva Bhutantaratma, like this Mundaka Upanishad also is there. Itisha Shrutehe Paramatma Vyatirekena Samsarinaha Abhava. So in every being, this Brahman alone is Atma, like this Mundaka Upanishad is saying. From this, what do we understand? There is no Atma other than this Paramatma really, and there is no real samsari. In fact, samsari, there is no samsari at all. Samsarinaha abhavat, absence of samsari. And it is again, see, ekameva advitiyam, only one sadvastu is there. Brahma eva idam, atma eva idam, ityadi shrutibhyaha, yuktam eva aham brahmasmi iti avadharayutum. So from all these things, it is proper to say that Aham Brahma means really Brahman only. This self is nothing but Brahman. Whatever else you were thinking about yourself are all wrong notions. It's all only born of ignorance. It's all mithya. What is Satyam? Sadeva Satyam. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That Jnanam is nothing but yourself. That is what one has to understand, ascertain. That is the proper way of understanding the Shruti. So Bhashyakara presents the Siddhanta here. Now don't think that then everybody is okay and all that. Now only the actual, all the arguments are now starting. Right now only Bhashyakara is presented different people's viewpoints. So now everybody will hit back. Okay. Now this person does not accept. He says, okay, you are saying that Atma is Brahman. If that is so then he presents two problems. Okay. There are only two possibilities. If you say Atma is Brahman, now you answer me. He says, Yada evam sthitaha. So if it is there in this manner, if you understand, if your understanding is in this manner, then what? Shastrarthaha, the meaning of the Shastra. Tada paramatmanaha samsaritvam. So one problem you will have is what? By equating the samsari jiva with Brahman, Paramatma will become samsari. Okay? Tatacha sati Shastra anarthakyam. Then the Shastra is useless. Why should you have all this Shastra? See, in our, at least see, for us philosophy itself word we cannot really use with reference to our darshanas. But at least philosophy in the West is more like a speculation. Some people are speculating about so many things. And each philosopher, in fact, differs from others. They have no consensus or anything. So it is all only some idle activity, you can say, speculation. Here it is not like that. Here, a darshana means it has to give moksha. What is moksha? You have to define. So the jnanam as actually revealed by that particular darshana has to give you moksha. It has to be sarthakam. It has to have some artha, some fruit, some purpose has to be there. It cannot be without any purpose. So if you say that after studying all this shastra, you are just going to know that Atma also is samsari, Brahman also becomes samsari, then it is useless. Shastra itself is useless. You are already starting as a samsari. After studying the Shastra also, you cannot end up as samsari. Okay, then if you say asamsaritvecha, okay, now the other way around. So why can't we say, since Brahman is asamsari and Jiva and Brahman are equated, let us take the Jiva as asamsari. Okay, even then, Upadesha anarthakyam, there cannot be any teaching then. Why? Because you are already asamsari. Why should we teach you? So, spashtaha dosha praptaha, he says. This is very clear, this defect. If you say that this jiva is asamsari, then why should jiva undergo all this teaching and all this sadhana and all that? It is all useless. Therefore, what? Both ways you are stuck now. Clear? That is the argument he is making. So, yadi tavat, so he is explaining that now. Yadi tavat paramatma sarvabhutantaratma sarva sharira samparka janita dukkhani anubhavati iti spashtam parasya samsaritvam praptam, he says. So, if you say that Paramatma, who is the sarvabhutantaratma, who is the Atma in each and every being, and being connected with all the shariras, sarva sharira samparka, connection is there, and from that dukkha will be born, janita dukkhani, he says, all the sufferings of the body and all will become the suffering of the Paramatma then. So he is Paramatma only is actually suffering, is experiencing all this pain. Therefore, spashtam, it will become clear that this Paramatma is samsari. Tata cha parasya asamsaritva pratipadakaha shruteyaha kupyeran. Then you have to give up all this. So many shruti I quoted. All my quotations will go waste. This guy is desperate now. So he says, see, I quoted you so many shrutis which is showing that Paramatma is asamsari. All those things now we have to give up. It will all be negated. And even Smriti also. Okay, not only Shruti, Smriti, and even Nyaya, because Nyaya, by Nyaya also we say that there has to be a Jagat Karanam. And this Jagat Karanam should be all knowing, means cannot be a samsari. Like this, Shruti, Smriti, Nyaya, everything you have to give up. Everything will get negated. Okay. Ata katanchite prana sharira sambandhajaihi dukkaihi na sambadhyate iti shakyam pratipadayitum paramatmanaha sadhya parihara abhavat upadesha anartakya doshaha na shakyate nivarayitum. Okay, now you say using some logic. Okay, katanchit, what you say that no, this contact with prana and sharira etc. Whatever dukkha is born, na sambadhyate. Paramatma is not connected to any of those things. Like that, if you are able to reveal, if you are able to show, correct? Shakyam pradayitum. If you are able to show that also, then also what? Paramatmanaha sadhya pariharya abhavat. Then Paramatma will not become a sadhya anymore. Correct? Only if the Paramatma is something to be accomplished, then the teaching is meaningful. Somebody can be taught to reach this Paramatma, attain this Paramatma and all that. Already you say, no, you are already this asamsari Paramatma, means what is there to be gained? What is to be reached? What is to be attained? There is nothing to be attained. Therefore, the teaching will become useless. This defect you can never actually clear this defect. Okay. You cannot debug this bug, we have to say. So you are caught in both ways. Okay, now what? Now one more fellow enters. He is the Bheda Bhedavadi. So till now, this whoever said that Jivatma is the cause of everything, or Paramatma is the cause, they are all Bhedavadi, they are all clear. Now one more fellow enters and he confuses everybody. What does he say? He says, Atra kechit pariharam achakshate. So some people give a parihara for this problem. How do they give the resolution? Okay, parihara means we can take it as a resolution here. So how do they resolve this problem which is intractable? So they say, Paramatma na sakshat bhuteshu anupravishtaha svena rupena. He says, Paramatma does not really enter with its own rupa and become this Jivatma. Okay? Paramatma is still Paramatma only. It maintains its rupa. But then what? Kim tarhi vikara bhavam apannaha. Paramatma transforms, modifies. Okay, it is modified. Vikara bhavam apannaha vijnanatmatvam pratipede. So it becomes all this individual awareness, correct? Vijnanatma, vijnanamayaha. We talked about that. That is all a modification of this Paramatma bhava. It's not Paramatma itself, but it is a modification of this Paramatma. But if Paramatma modifies like this, then there will be problems, correct? That in fact Bhashyakara will talk about it later. He will say that three options are there. So this Vedavadins, what do they say is only one portion of Paramatma really changes, but still the other, like even we said, correct, Pado Osya Vishwa Bhutani. So one Pada alone modifies. Three other Padas are there unmodified. So there is no problem. But then there are technical problems with all these things also. We will see that later. But he is pointing out Paramatma modifies, and then that becomes this individual being, individual awareness. We get that. Okay, sacha vijnanatma parasmad anyaha ananyascha. So this vijnana atma, this individual self, which is aware, is both separate and non-separate at the same time. Okay, this is the Beda Vedavadin. It is separate also. Anyaha parasmat ananyascha. Why? Yena anyaha tena samsaritva sambandhi. Because it is a samsari, limited. By that it is separate from this Paramatma who is asamsari. Okay, so anyatvam is very clear. Yena ananyaha tena aham brahma iti avadharanarhaha. But by nature it is still a conscious being, correct? So like even the spark is still a fire, although it is separate from the flame of the fire, correct? The total fire, whatever is there. Like that, even though this jiva is separate, the jiva can still claim that I am non-separate. So there is a separateness if you think you are a samsari, or if you take yourself as a samsari. But if you identify yourself with your nature as a conscious being, you are Brahman. So you can claim that you are Brahman. Okay, you are avadharana arhaha, he says. So arhaha means what? You are capable to ascertain that you are Brahman alone. So evam sarvam aviruddham bhavishyati. So in this way, I am the most logical. I can now account for all the Veda Shrutis, all the Abheda Shruti also. So why don't we take like this? Both Veda is there, Abheda also is there. This is the spark Vedanta. Swamiji used to call this as spark Vedanta. So there is a total, but the total has parts. It is somewhat like Vishishtadvaita only, because the total is there, in that again qualified. Everything is qualified in that, parts are there. Okay, like this. This is the Bheda Vedavadin. He comes into the picture now and tries to give a solution. So now what Bhashyakara will now take on this Bheda Vedavadin first. So that a big argument is there. Then again the other two guys are not gone. Understand that. They do not accept even this Bheda Vedavada. They will come back with more force. So anyway, so here now, once this Bheda concept is introduced, Bhashyakara analyzes that further. He says, Tatra Vijnanatmanaha Vikara Pakshaha Eta Gatayaha. So now you have said that this Vijnana Atma is a Vikara, is a modification of the Paramatma, correct? Here Vijnana Atma means the Jivatma only, the individual self who is aware, who is a conscious being, is a modification of the total, this Paramatma. So that is what is the Paksha, that is the argument. If that is the argument, these are the Gatayaha, means these are all the possibilities. What are the possibilities here? Prithivi dravyavate aneka dravya samaharasya savayavasya paramatmanaha. Okay, the Paramatma is like this Prithivi, this earth. If you take the whole earth, what is this earth? Earth is nothing but all these different elements, correct? We have in this periodic table, I don't know now more than, even though I studied all this chemistry, chemical engineering and all that, they are adding more and more elements and all that. So we don't know exactly how many are there. So more than 100 are there. That much we are sure. Okay, so many elements are making up this earth. So aneka dravya samaharasya. So it is all nothing but a put together combination of different substances. Is this earth, correct? And it is having all, because each dravya is different, they are all like parts. So it is a whole made up of these different parts, which are nothing but different substances, like even this earth. Paramatma also is like that. Paramatma is a total which is made up of all the different parts. And in that what? Ekadesha viparinamaha vijnanatma ghatadivat. In that one part alone modifies. See, so much earth is there. So much soil, mud and all is there. Everything is earth only, correct? From that you take one lump of earth and make a pot. So only that one lump alone has become the pot, correct? Not the entire earth. Still earth is there. Even if you take a lump of earth and make a pot, that doesn't mean there is no more earth. Earth is still there. One part of the earth, which itself is having lot of parts, has become ghata. Like that, one part of Paramatma has become the Jivatma. Correct? This is one possibility. Okay, then what? Purva samsthana avasthasya va parasya ekadeshaha vikriyate kesha usharadivat. Okay, this is another option. Okay, so the next option is what? So it is like the hair or kesha ushara, means you have hair in one part of your head, and some people who have all this bald head and all, what, in some places there is no hair. In fact, those who have bald head, they have to take the hair back like this. They'll cover as though it will. I am not like that, but still I'm saying. So that means what? Again, so it can be different analogies Bhashyakara is giving, but there are meanings for all these things. We'll see that. So it may retain its form, and also one portion of it may be modified. Like even on your head, one portion has hair, another portion is barren, correct? So entirely barren also heads are there, but you can have both. At one portion you are having hair. That means Paramatma itself is having two different qualities. Okay, it is where it is qualified by one, that alone has become the Jivatma. The other thing is different. Then the last option is what? Okay, last option is everything has become Jivatma, but that anyway nobody is interested in it. Finally, what? Sarva eva va paraha parinamayat kshiradivat, like even milk has become curd. Everything changes. Okay. So like this, three types of possibilities are there. So tatra samana jatiyan ekadravya samuhasya kaschid dravya visheshaha vijnanamatmatvam pratipadyate yada tada samana jatiyatvat ekatvam upacharitameva natu paramarthataha tatacha sati siddhanta virodha. So now first he takes samana jatiyan ekadravya samuhasya. So there is one dravya, one substance. Okay, in the first view we are talking about that earth is there, which is made up of many dravya and all that. In that you take one dravya and or one part of it, one part of the earth, and you make a ghata. So in that what? You take this aggregate of many of these dravyas, and then you create this ghata or the self out of that, means it is still the same jati only. Ghata also is still earth only, correct? Because you have taken the earth and given a form to that. That doesn't make the ghata into some other jati, some other category. Here jati we can take it as category or a universal. So it is still the same category. Therefore, the identity only is there with reference to the category. Okay, that's what Bhashyakara is pointing out here. So he says, Tada samana jatiyatvat ekatvam upacharitameva natu paramarthataha. So in reality, there is no identity, he says. It is only with reference to the abstract jati. Based on the jati, you can say this cow also is that, both are cows, correct? If two cows are there, because here the total is having many parts. Now each part is of the same category. That's how it becomes we think of it as a total also. But still, you can say both the cows are cows. In that way, they are identical. But both the individual cows are different, correct? They are not same. There is no real identity. You cannot say cow A is cow B. They are two different things, correct? Because although they both are cows, as they have cowness, and from the standpoint of being a cow, you can say that they are identical, but that identity is only figurative. It is not real identity. It's not like saying whatever in an equation we establish, correct? Both left hand side and right hand side are identical. It is not like that. It's only figurative. So you said that both, see what this guys try to establish. He says both anyaha and ananyaha both make sense in my siddhanta, correct? Now Bhashyakara is pointing out, he has given three vikalpas here, three different possibilities. In that, in the first one, he says that the identity you cannot really establish, because for them everything is real. Understand that. They are not talking about Satyam Mithya. They are saying Paramatma is really an aggregate of all the different substances. And in which case, one part cannot be identical to another part, correct? Because each part is a part which makes up the whole. How can one part be identical to the other part? That is not possible. It is only figuratively from a jati standpoint, you can say that they are identical, but in reality, it is not identical. Therefore, it is Siddhanta Virodha, he says. Tatacha Sati. If that is the case, Siddhanta Virodha. So there is a Virodha, the identity cannot be established really. Therefore, what Atha Nitya Ayuta Siddha Avayava Anugataha Avayavi Para Atma Tasya Tad Avastasya Ekadeshaha Vijnanatma Samsari Tadapi Sarva Avayava Anugatatvat Avayavyanaha Eva Avayava Gataha Doshaha Gunaha Vaiti Vijnanatmanaha Samsaritva Doshena Parayava Atma Sambadhyate iti Yamapi Anishta Kalpana. Okay, the other point also Bhashyakara points out. What is that? See, Nityata Siddha Avayava Agataha means what? We talk about two things here, Avayava and Avayavi. So the one who has the parts is the Avayavi, and all the parts are Avayavas. Now the Avayavi is having all the parts, correct? Okay. So this Avayavi always is connected with all the parts, consisting of all these inseparable parts connected together. That only makes the Avayavi, the total, the one who has all the parts. and being so, it remains without losing its nature and all that you say. But even if a portion of it becomes something else, correct? Like you are saying, it becomes, see, originally Paramatma had so many parts, all of them are still Paramatma. Then one part became Jivatma. Now, if one part becomes Jivatma, then the whole is inheriting the quality from the parts only. Bhashyakara is saying that. Okay. Therefore, the whole will be affected by the whatever is the qualities of the parts. Therefore, the Paramatma also will become samsari in this part-based approach. Okay. Both ways you are having landing in problem. There is no real identity also. And you will end up making the Paramatma also a samsari. That is what Bhashyakara is trying to point out. We'll continue this next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्।
धन्यवाद।